Most people aren't failing because they don't have a dream. They're failing because they keep leaving the door open for bad decisions. Every time that you wait for someone else to tell you what to do, you're handing the pen over to your story. If you want to change your life, then you have to start making your own choices, even if they're messy, because you're the one that has to live with that decision. Let's get right into the video. Before we get into the video, we have a giveaway announcement. To celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers, I'm partnering with FlexiSpot, and I'm so pumped that one lucky winner is going to get a free standing desk. You heard me, F-R-E-E. It is yours. You only have to do 3 things. I'm gonna link them in the description below, but also make sure you're following Tro Vibes and Party of One Pod on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, Party of One Podcast, and then tag 2 lucky winners on the Instagram post. And I am so excited because this giveaway ends on Friday, August 22nd, 2025. And whoever gets it, you're one step closer to building your dream life. But also, even if you don't get it, I'm just pumped because we're gonna be doing so many more giveaways in the future. For the 2 lucky winners that received your content creator packs for the 5K giveaway, it was awesome being able to share that with you. 10K, I'm now being able to give away a free desk. Like, I only want this to continue growing to benefit you and me, of course, but also you, like building your dream life. This is how we rock and roll, where we both win, where we both eat. So feel free to join in that giveaway if that's something that you're interested in. And if not, tell someone who needs a desk. School is starting soon, college students are coming back, and I'm just excited that I'm able to do this. I've always wanted to do something like to this magnitude, and I know it's only gonna get greater. So let's get back into the video. The power of one decision can truly change your life forever. Every major life shift comes with a decision. Not a perfect one, not even a right one, but a decision. Because sometimes we want to think through so much with so little that we have that we want to make sure we are making the right one. But the reality is you won't know it until you've made the decision. When you delay making decisions out of doubt or fear or unknowns, you stay stuck. It's what they call analysis paralysis. You analyze so many which ways something could happen that you stay paralyzed and not making a decision. Or worse, making a rush decision and then feeling like you had no control to begin with. Even a wrong decision will teach you something. It really gives you clarity for the next steps for what you should do or maybe shouldn't do the next time. And sometimes I feel like we look at making the wrong decisions as like, this is why I can't make a decision on my own. No, you just need to continue making more so you get better at looking at patterns so you make better decisions. I don't think there's ever gonna be a wrong or right decision. It's just gonna be the decision at that time. Growth is rarely about avoiding failure. It's always going to be about navigating it better. That's just life. I think we live and hear people say like, it gets better, and it's true, it does. But I think there's also maybe a little part in our brains sometimes that think it will get to a point where it feels good, perfect, correct, right. And the thing about life is that it's just ever evolving. Like you just evolve into how to deal with different situations a certain way that you didn't have before. What's important to talk about is having too many choices, creating too much room to fail in. Choice overload is tough. If you're not familiar, choice overload is basically like having several doors open at once, and there's so many things that happen behind each door, but you get so stuck again in that analysis paralysis that you don't know which door to walk in. Having too many doors open at once can lead to making the same bad choices over and over again. If you want to think about it on an extremist level, trust me, like I have heard this from friends of mine, from experiences. When people get in relationships and, you know, they can't commit and they have 4 and 5 and 6 different people that they're talking to, that's like having too many doors open. You commit to one person, seeing if you guys vibe, and if you don't, go your separate ways and be amicable and continue living your life. But in that same sense, that's how decision making can look. And if that's kind of what you do for whatever reason, like whether it's you saw that modeled in your home or you have a hard time trusting people, I'm not advocating for that. I'm very much the opposite. But if I can get you to think through a little bit more on what you do on your daily actions in like a deeper sense, you might start to see, I don't have a decision-making problem, I have a trust issue, I have a commitment issue. Like you have to start really thinking about your life outside of the situation that's presented to you and think, why do I act like this? Why do I respond this way? Why do I do those things? Because I've talked with many people before, friends and people that have done a little bit of consulting with me. It's not because you want to do it, it's because you just don't know what life looks like if you do put yourself all the way into this decision. And that's just something you'll have to get okay with, or life is going to get to a point where it's going to force you to be okay with it. And wouldn't you much rather have the choice to make a tough decision that didn't turn out the right way than to be forced into one because you couldn't decide today? Say for example, If you know doom scrolling at night messes up your sleep pattern and you have terrible sleep and then you don't perform great at school or work the next day, remove the phone from the bedroom. Like me, I had a phone addiction at one point where I would just keep going from app to app to app just because I was bored. And I kept telling myself, I gotta be doing a little bit more with my life right now. I can't just like go to work and then just doom scroll. So I started going to the gym. I started reading a chapter, or maybe a chapter is also subjective. I started reading 5 pages every single day, whether it was in the Bible or in a book that I was reading on financial literacy or health or wellness, finding things to add to me. Like being able to make a decision comes from being able to see more for your life. So in order to see more, you have to do more intellectually. How are you adding to things? If you're out of school, if you graduated already, how are you learning more to stay relevant in the field you're working in? How are you, adding on to your health? Are you learning about different benefits for your blood type? Like these are real things that we can use our time with to help us make those big decisions. Because the reality is life is not just the major decisions, where I'm gonna live, where I'm gonna work, where I'm gonna go to school, who I'm gonna marry. They are most definitely almost always the smaller decisions in our lives. Because those major ones I just mentioned, who I'm gonna marry, all right? What kind of person am I interested in? What kind of values and morals and things that do they like that matter to me? What job do I want? All right, what do I like doing if nobody ever paid me to do it? What cities support this kind of work? Those are the little small decisions and thoughts that we have in order to make those big decisions. So you have to get okay with finding ways to make small decisions every single day, because the more you get used to it, the better you become at it. It is never about being perfect, but it is always about being smart within your environment, within the season of your life that you're in. Another thing to remember is that asking everyone means hearing nothing. Let's talk about advice for a quick second. Like I mentioned before, one reason that people don't make decisions is because they're asking everyone else about it. They're crowdsourcing their life path from people that might not even have the experiences they're looking to get information about. That's the crazy thing. Not like crazy, like why would you do that? But like really think about it. If you wanted to move across the country, just see a different life for yourself, live in a different state, I don't know. But you're talking to someone who's lived in the same place their whole life by choice. That's what they love. That's what they want to do. They can see themselves raising their grandkids there. They can only serve you at a mental capacity that stops right there. Whereas someone else who has studied abroad when they went to college, they've already worked 2 and 3 different jobs in 3 different countries or states even, and you get the advice from them. They can tell you, this is what I learned when I did that. This is how I grew. These are the challenges that I had. Versus someone who's like only thinking on the level of hypothetical. Or worse, people who do have those experiences, but they're speaking from fear or trauma or limiting beliefs. Not every no is wisdom. Some of it is projection, but you have to have a spirit of discernment to know which one is which. And then sometimes you just have to sit with God. You truly have to ask him, like, is this the direction of my life that you see me going in? If you're on the right path, he will keep you on that path until it's time to elevate. But if you're not, understand that he will redirect you, sometimes in very subtle ways and sometimes in some really big shifting ways. Subtle ways can be, oh, I got an interview for this job. Oh, I got an interview for this job. They're in the same field. Major ways can be, oh, I got laid off. Oh, I lost my job. Like you have to start seeing life in a way of what's next. Not always thinking what's next, but if you're shifting or trying to make a decision, if something happened to you in the midst of that decision or is about to happen, what can you learn from that? So I know I talked a lot about making a decision will help you in so many ways, even if it's wrong and maybe sometimes even if it's right. But I know you might be thinking, how do I even start to think about making the decision itself? So I don't want to leave you with anything that you can't apply. 4 easy steps to start making that decision to where you either see a pattern or you see a celebration through something that you actually thought through. Number 1 is to get clear on what you want. You can't go somewhere you don't know where you're headed. You don't look at your GPS and say, take me somewhere. You usually have a destination. So find out what that destination is for this season of your life. Not for your whole life, just for right now. Because it could shift, it could grow, it could change. Before you get lost in the what ifs, ask yourself, if no one had an opinion, what would I choose? You may still not know, but at least you can subconsciously start thinking about it. Number 2, separate emotion from the moment. So I think a lot of times we will make emotional decisions, and I have been victim of this more times than I would have liked. But when you truly take the emotion out of it, you think a little bit more clearly. Don't make a decision when you're overwhelmed or angry or frustrated. I remember there were times when like my mom would upset me and I'd be like, all right, I'm about to head to the store, or I'm gonna like head out. Those were never things that I should have done because I was doing that in the heat of the moment, heat of the anger. I should have just sat in the kitchen, went to a different room, collected myself for a couple minutes, watch a TV show. I don't know. But I should have just been like, okay, that annoyed me, that frustrated me, but I'm gonna just like keep pushing. Having 10 minutes of silence or a walk or listening to music can really, really help you when you're trying to really think through making that decision. Number 3 is to get selective advice. 1 to 2 people max. You should be talking to someone you talk to about almost everything, but they have a wide viewpoint. Like, it's not just narrow-minded. Like, they're a pretty open friend, family member, spouse, whoever. Typically you want them to kind of have done what you do, or you've had conversations where they would consider doing what you're thinking about doing. That way you could have an unbiased opinion, but also be in the same frame of mind as them. And then the other person, they need to tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. Sometimes you might get information back that you necessarily didn't want to hear from some of your closest people, but because they're looking out for you and maybe looking at things that you may not be looking at because you're so excited or you're nervous or you're unsure, they might help give you that clarity even if you weren't expecting it to come in that way. And number 4, decide. You have to take that step. No matter how many people you ask, no matter how many ChatGPTs you do, no matter how many things you write down, like, you're the one living with that decision. You cannot wait for 100% certainty. It will never come. Like, sometimes you just feel really good about a decision, and so you're at 95, and that might be the best it gets. But progress favors decisive people, not perfect ones. Make the call, take that next step. I know it may not seem easy right now, and maybe this video got you a step closer, and maybe you feel the exact same way, but I encourage you at the end of the day, if you take nothing else from this video, to pray over it. Be open to this, but if you're not someone who prays regularly, ask God to come into your life in a way that he hasn't before, so you know it's from him. Ask him to show you subtle signs that this is the path for you, or this isn't the path for you, or this is the person or not the person, or the job or not the job, or whatever. But you have to really seek him, because he is going to guide you in a way that truly no one else could. So take that, run with it, do what you can, and know that whatever decision you make, you're going to either learn or earn something from it. Okay? So if you stayed until the end of this video, leave this emoji. Let me know that you're a real one. And if you have not heard, and truly, if you have not heard, don't forget about the giveaway. If you haven't heard about it, check my Instagram at PartyOfOnePod. We're gonna have a really fun time. Thank you so much for just like believing in me, being here, and I'm excited for whoever the one lucky winner is gonna be. So check it out, and I'll see y'all on the next episode of Party One Podcast. Peace.